Oh, I needed to like film like a little thing talking about what had happened during our trip on to Morocco, because there was a little thing that happened and I didn't really get a chance to talk about it because I was constantly doing things out in Morocco. But basically we had a layover in Frankfurt for like 7 hours. Excuse me. And it was like an overnight layover. Okay, I don't know what's happening to my voice. Hello. Okay. So it was an overnight layover, so it was no big deal. We got a hotel room that was really close by, and we stayed there. They did a wake-up call. They were kind of like, there were tons of hotels within the vicinity of the airport, so they all kind of took down, well, the one we were at took down our flight information for the flight that we had the next morning, and like did a wake-up call for us and everything, and they had a shuttle for us to go back to the airport. So it was fine. We got to the airport 2 hours before we were supposed to get there. So this flight was supposed to be from Frankfurt to Marrakesh, and so we get to the airport, and I'm looking on the gate, like the screens they have where all the gates are, because we had just the day before we had gotten an email about our gate being changed. So I was like, okay, like let me just verify, and I couldn't find our flight on the screen, and I was like, that's kind of weird. I don't know if we should go ask someone. We decided to like just start going through security because we didn't want to get like we didn't want to have to be caught up in like if there's like if it's starting to get crowded, and then we got late getting through security. And they checked our boarding passes at security and they had no problem. They let us through. They never said anything to us. So we're like, okay, so like our flight is here. And the airline we were flying with, they definitely were on top of things usually. Like they had emailed us about the gate change the day before, and I haven't had any other airline do that. So I was like, okay, so if it was canceled or something, they would have told us. So we're going through, and literally every single like TV screen that we passed, I would check for our flight. Finally, I found our flight, and it was supposed to leave originally at 10:10. That's what our boarding passes said. Sorry, my arms keep getting tired. It was supposed to leave at 10:10, and on the screen it said 10:25, and we're like, true, they changed the time, it's delayed, and they never even told us. So we're like, okay. At this point, with both of the flights that we had been experiencing changes like this, so we're like, let's just rely on these TV screens now because we may not be right with what we have. So then we're like, okay, we're gonna go get breakfast, and we go to get breakfast. I'm literally eating breakfast in front of the TV screen, watching the TV screen, and nothing's changing for a long time. Then the person I was with was eating at another place, so I go and meet up with her, and we're sitting there for a while. Then I go and check the TV screen, and after about 5 minutes, it finally said go to gate. And this was at like 9:50 or 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. It's like really close to the time that we were originally supposed to leave, but again, like there were all these changes happening. We assumed there was just some kind of delay. So then we go to our gate, and there's a couple people sitting there, but there's no like air hostesses, you know, that stand there to like check your boarding pass and everything. They're not there. And so I'm like, that's kind of weird. But there were people like sitting there, so we assumed they were from our flight, and so we just sat down. And then after a while, I'm like, okay, no, something's wrong. So I go down to one of the other gates and I ask them, I'm like, do you know what's happening with this flight? And at this point, it's like 10:15 or 10:20 or something. That's why, because we were told, like on the screen, it said our flight was leaving at 10:25. And I know it's stupid. I checked so late. I asked someone about it so late, and that was a mistake I made. And so I go to the lady, and she's like, yeah, this flight's gone. It left at 10:10. And I was like, you guys had up everywhere that it wasn't leaving at that time. It was leaving later. It was leaving at 10:25, and we were literally just told like 5-10 minutes ago that we need to come here. They're like, no, like it left at 10:10, the time it was supposed to. And so we're like, okay, so what do we do now? And so she told us to go to the service desk and we could ask them, like, let them know what happened. We had taken a picture of the screen saying that it was supposed to be at 10:25. So she said you can go show them that and see if they'll do something. And so we went there and I had a feeling that like it wasn't really going to make a difference. And I was right. We got there and we told them what happened and they're just like, you should have gone earlier. And we're like, you guys kept making changes, so we were relying on the screen because we weren't sure anymore about like what is going on with the flight. And they're like, well, either way, even if you thought it was going to be later, you should have been there earlier than you were. And we're like, we understand, but we thought it had already been delayed and it was being more delayed, and we were waiting for the go-ahead to get to the gate and your screen's messed up. And she just didn't want to, she didn't even address that part. She was just like, you should have been there, you should have been there, you should have been there. Like, not talking about how the timing on the screen was wrong, how the screen had given us the wrong information and had given hadn't given us any indicators about our flight and what stages it was at. She didn't want to like address that at all. She just kept saying it was our fault. So we're like, okay, like what can we do now then? And she's like, with the same airline, the next flight out to Marrakesh was like 3 days later, and she's like, we can like do this for you for like $100 and something. I was like, we can't, we have like things planned there. I can't stay there later because I had an exam to come back to. My sister was coming, so I had to be back the same day. And so I asked if there was another airline that was flying out to Marrakesh today, and there was another airline that was flying in the evening. And so we were like, the airport had free Wi-Fi, so we were looking online, and the flight online was showing up as like it would be about 105, 110 euros. So we're like, okay, not so bad, it could be a lot worse. So then we're trying to buy it off of different websites like Expedia, those kinds of websites, different websites with different credit cards, and it's not accepting any of them. So we weren't allowed, for some whatever reason, we weren't allowed to buy this flight offline, like off the internet. So then we're like, okay, we have to like leave customs again, go through passport control again, and we have to basically find like the desk for last minute tickets, and we have to ask them if there's any free and if we can buy them. So we go to the thing and we tell the guy, and he's just like, yeah, we have this flight, it has seats, and it's gonna be 225 euros. And we're like, no, online it's a lot cheaper. He's like, online it's usually like 20 euros cheaper. And I'm like, no, this is like less than half cheaper. And he's like, there was a bit of a language barrier, so I wasn't sure exactly what he was trying to say, but he was saying that that's not like a real price. So I don't know. And like we kept asking him, like, do you know why we're not able to, like, I mean, obviously he's not affiliated, but we're like, do you know why we wouldn't be able to buy these tickets offline? And he's like, I'm not sure. Like, he's like, since it's so last minute, I wouldn't trust buying a ticket that late anyway. And so we ended up having to pay 225 euros each to finally get our flight to Marrakesh. And yeah, and then we got there super late. We were supposed to get into Marrakesh at like 2 p.m. And so we would have had like a couple hours during the day left to like go around and explore the area. And we got there at like 11 p.m. And we also had like to be up early the next morning because we had an excursion planned. And so yeah, we kind of wasted a whole day in the airport in Germany. It was kind of upsetting. But I mean, I guess that was like my one Euro mess up. I guess, like, I don't know, I have this, whenever I think about like traveling through Europe, I feel like something like this has to happen once for it to be a proper trip, you know? So it was an expensive mess up, but there was my one mess up, and praying that nothing like that will happen for the rest of us.
Just busy and we live just fast. Sorry.
That's okay.
Also for just orange everywhere in all Medina for this dirham.
See if I'm tall enough to see anything here. I'm not, but you guys. For all of us, it's one table. I'm not even a horse. So. Woo!
Some watermelon sounds so good right now.
I see them like cracked all over the ground, like constantly. I don't know why.
I know.
Why are you wasting it? It looked so good. It probably was really good.
Oh yeah, look how red it is.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give us some with dinner.
They will. They will.
You think?
Oh, give watermelon for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so. That'd be nice. There is? Yes. There's watermelon, he said.
Yeah.
Yes. Aww. There's like baby ones. Ah, baby goats. Aww. Some of them sound so cute, some of them sound so dumb. Ah. Look at them. I've seen videos of goats like yelling like humans.
Oh my god.
And I just witnessed it in person and I'm so happy. Yep. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Yes! Success! You just use just use my holes. Could have said that a lot better. We're trying to find the beat. They moved too far back. I can't see them anymore. Oh no. He dropped the drum. He's like, you take it. I can't do it. forgot to put one back in the sun. Can you back to you? Yeah. Feel it in your eyeballs. Thursday, this is good for you.
This is a stupid idea.
This train goes first.
I wouldn't have minded.
Inside, Hussein, they will show you one demonstration, special one from this area. It's how we communicate on the past. And as caramel smiling because as tea very sweet. Why the smiling creme brulee.
Creme brulee. Wow.
Like one it's tea and the other it's saffron and the one it's Indian.
So then the color like this is fixed.
If you want to climb there later, it's possible. But the best place for jumping is down there. We're going to go the whole way down there, then we come back here, then we come back. Later, if you want.
Alright, when you go up?
Oh no. Wow.
Be careful, huh?
super wet. Oh my god, turn! Turn! He's going right for it! Are we gonna turn? Alright, we're turning. Uh-oh. No. I'm gonna grab it. He's going under. Yes.
Come on, crazy monkey.
I see it.
Yeah, they're just down there.
Oh, he's going down to get it.
Oh, I see it. Right there. They're down there. It's coming up. Where? They're down there. Right there.
Yo, monkey, what's up?
He's like, I still have some. Hold on. Let me finish these off.
Take the food.
Aww. Look how he looks at her. He's like, I told you to wait. Just let me finish. What a cutie. I guess he likes red chili chips.
Hi.
He's so comfortable, just like...
Right in the chili.
He doesn't like the spice.
You have something more to eat?
That's all I had.
We have bread.
You have the
Bread?
biscuits or something?
Oh, biscuits.
And even this. Yeah, if you have biscuits, eat it.
Hey, don't we have those biscuits, Kevin?
You love biscuits.
Yeah, we have biscuits.
Just leave it. No, don't give him. Just leave it.
like, what else you got?
So overwhelmed. So many choices.
What else you got?
Don't give your picture to eat it.
Like this? Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Smushed.
Oh!
Not only a snake, you have a monkey as well.
That's so cool.
You wanna try?